Hello, everyone. This is Coach Russ again. This is part three of our virtual parent and athlete meeting. On this session, we're going to talk about uniforms, we're going to talk about spirit wear, and we're also going to talk about our meet schedule that we have for the season. Uniforms. So, your son or daughter will be given a uniform top. It is a Nike orange top. It is a beautiful top. I love our uniforms. They're bright and orange and they're amazing. They'll be given. It's their job to keep track of that uniform top. They will have it has a number on the back of it, so it's pretty easy to do. You will not want to dry those. You'll want to air dry those and not put those in a dryer. But there is this a nice uniform tops. Now shorts for the longest time, I used to give out uniform shorts. Coach Weckeser and I talked about this. It's kind of gross, kind of wearing used shorts, and so we decided to make it really simple. That all athletes need to have purchased their own pair of black solid running shorts or running short like a spandex to race in. These shorts cannot have stripes on them in any sort of way. I'm going to show you some pictures of what would be legal and illegal. The women must, as I said, women must wear a running short or they can wear a running spandex for women. The men can wear a running short and a running spandex for men's. Every once in a while, the men will wear the spandex underneath their running short, which is also something they can do as well. But they need to be solid black. Usually, and I think we're going to have them again this year, we will have them for sale in our Spirit Wear store. The only problem is we never know if they're going to be in by the first meet. So we recommended that you purchase those. We had them on our Spiritwear store in the summer. You can purchase them, but as I said, I don't know if they will be in time for our first meet. So that's a little iffy if you have not ordered a pair yet to use the Spiritwear, but you can. The men must wear running shorts. That means they are above the knee. We are runners. You will not be wearing a long black short that hangs at the knee or below. That is not a running short. I'm not saying it have to be the shortest of short shorts, but we are wearing running shorts, and that's what you will race in. And the waistband cannot have the brand name around at the top like the Nike Pros do. That could change this year. I did see where the National Federation said that you could, but as of right now, Ohio has not changed to where you are allowed to have like the Nike Pro around the top. So just showing you, both of these shorts here would be illegal. There's the Nike Pro around the top. Sometimes the girls like fold that over, and you can do that, but I would rather you just not wear those. Sometimes they've used a black marker and colored it in. Once again, I don't want you to do that to a new pair of Nike Pro shorts. It's easier. Those are great practice shorts. As I said, yes, you could tuck it in, and eventually I believe these could be legal, the ones that are the Nike Pro shorts, but I have not heard the change in that. The National Federation recommends that, but that doesn't mean the state of Ohio will do that. So as of right now, those are illegal running shorts. These would be illegal because of the white stripes. Yes, they're solid black, but they have the white stripes. So, yes, those are nice running shorts, great for practice, but those would not be shorts that you could wear in a meet. Shorts that would be illegal. You can see the running short there. The Nike ones has one logo on it, doesn't have anything around the waistband. There's a guy's cut short. Look at it's above the knee. That is as long as they should be. There are shorter ones that some of our guys like to wear, but they should not hang down below the knee, and they do need to be black. Last year, I saw a couple kids that they were like a bluish color. They need to be a solid black color. And that's kind of the female black spandex. That's a shorter one. There is a long black spandex for guys as well that they could race in as well, but they need to be a solid color with no waistband that has like Nike Pro on it. And so those are the things is that we already talked about spikes. We would like your son or daughter to race in spikes. But usually you only wear those on race days as well. Socks are a preference of whatever they would like to wear in their socks. They will also be getting a long sleeve warm up top. They must wear that or we will not allow them on the bus. So we need to make sure they keep track of their long sleeve warm up top. We want to look uniform when we go to meets. And that's a really important detail to part of my program. So those will be the things. They'll have a warm-up top. They'll have their Nike jersey, which they'll turn in at the end of the year. And then they need black shorts, and then hopefully they'll have spikes. So that's the basic uniform. On colder weather, will have like hoodie sweatshirts and things you can order. So let's go to our spirit wear. We are finalizing our spirit wear order. That should be out and a link to our store, hopefully within that first week of practice. You do not have to buy anything on there. Certain years we've had you type in the size for your long sleeve dry fit. I don't know if we're doing that this year. If we are, I will let you know through Remind and information. But you do not have to purchase anything. But we're going to have hats and spirit wear. We would love for you to have Creek XC gear as well, T-shirts and things to wear to meets. So that we have a big section of parents all out there wearing their Creek XC gear. It's really cool being such a big team, and we're known for being really loud and spirited and really cheering on all the athletes. But spirit wear is not mandatory. I have not seen the final list. I have some great parents working on spirit wear, and so I have not gotten all the details of everything on there, but I will send out that link and when those items are due. And kids love wearing their Creek XC gear, so the spirit wear store will be coming really soon. Our schedule is there online, is right here, so you can see the date, you can see the name of the meet and the location. Your son or daughter will be riding a bus, or it could be a school van to the meets. We ask that they all ride there. We've had some situations where an ACT test or something, but they are required to ride the bus to the meets. They'll show up at the high school. We have a quick meeting. We do what we call a little shakeout run, and then we go to the meet. This first meet is on a Friday night, and it'll be in the evening, and some of the athletes will actually get to run at night. I've been to this meet a few years ago. It's fun to start off the season kind of under the lights. And what we do with each meet, that week of the meet, we'll send out information of race times. I will give you the specific address of that meet and what time your son or daughter is running, so that you can kind of gauge accordingly of what time you need to leave. Most of these meets, they're going to charge you either a fee to park or a fee of admission. Some of them still don't charge, but most of the cross-country meets that I've been to over the last few years do have a fee that they charge to get in. And I will let you know that information as well if they give it to me. So usually the meet director sends us information, and I will forward that directly to you that week of the meet so that you know accordingly. It's hard to send out information any earlier on what time your son or daughter is running, because maybe they were JV last week and this week they're running varsity. So that's why we send out that information usually a Tuesday or Wednesday of that week on the race times and what race your son or daughter will be in. We do not race everybody in every single meet. You will notice the team says all, and some of them will say JV only. And what's JV? That will depend on the week. Some say varsity only. That could be 7, that could be 10. So it really, a definition can change as well. So it's really hard for us to tell you a specific on what time and race your son or daughter will be running until we see, what times they're running at these earlier meets as well. If your son or daughter is injured, usually we do not allow them to come to the meet. Just we don't have enough room. If they're an older senior, one of the unit leaders, and they are injured, we might have them come along to take times and help us. But for the most part, if they are injured, we do not allow them to come to the meet and ride the bus if they want to get there on their own. We just don't have enough room, and that's just always been our policy. But for some of the older athletes, we will allow them to travel. So you'll notice most of the meets are going to be in the state of Ohio. We do have a varsity meet, which will be taken between 7 and 9 athletes to Michigan State University. That is a Friday race as well. Great race for some of our athletes who are wanting to run in college, for college coaches to see them run. We have 3 night races this year. We have our Moeller Primetime meet. We have the Troy Twilight meet, which will be a fun evening race. And then we also have the Centerville night race. I know that September 11th is also ACT. So if you are wanting your son or daughter to take the ACT that day, that should be fine, because these races at Troy are not till the evening. So a lot of times kids always had to miss the meet because they were taking the ACT test. This year I found this night race so that they could do the ACT in the morning and still be able to race that evening. You can see Cedarville, some of the races. So if they ran at the varsity race on the 17th, they will not be racing on the 18th. Centerville night races and Fairmont are both almost like home meets, very close. Awesome atmosphere on both. The night race at Centerville, you can sit in the stands. Unbelievable race. We are going to be doing a 2 mile under the lights at our Beaver Creek High School track. It will be the week of homecoming. Hopefully, it'll get started at 8:30. There is a middle school football game beforehand, but we want to run something fast that week to get us ready for our GWalk race that is in 10 days. So I like doing something under the lights. Usually the kids run some really fast times. You can come watch. The weekend of homecoming, which is the 9th, you will notice we do not have a meet. And that just works out really well. The kids can go to the Friday night football game, enjoy themselves, go to the dance the next day. We might have a practice for some of the varsity in the morning or something like that, but we want them to enjoy their homecoming. And so for this year, we did not schedule a meet. Our GWalk championship, which is the championship for most of our athletes, I believe once again is at Northmont High School. From what I've heard, there could be a chance it could change to Centerville High School. That is like the championship meet. Last year, for the first time in a very long time, Beaver Creek, we won all 4 meets, the varsity and the JV level. Was really proud of how we ran. Lots of PRs in our last race as well. And after that race, most of the athletes are done on, as I said, October 16th. They'll turn in their jerseys and so forth. For athletes, there will be usually 12. There will be some selective JV district championship will get the run after that. Those are the athletes who are part of the Nike regional team, which I'll talk about in just a minute. Our varsity teams continue on all the way until Nike regionals. Only 7 can run in the races, but we usually keep around 12 to keep training at the varsity level. And we won't know who those are till the end of the year. It could be a little bit larger, it could be a little bit smaller. But we also have a Nike regional team as well, which I'll get to in just a second. And we love for the athletes who are not participating to come out and cheer for the varsity team because they really represent our whole program. We've won a couple of state championships over the last few years. We have done a great job of being top 10 at state almost every year in the last 10 years. And a lot of times is we send so many athletes to come and cheer, and would love that because many of those athletes who are JV eventually will be in that top 7. Just some general race day stuff. I've already kind of mentioned those things about riding the bus. If they need to leave after the race, there's an alternate transportation form, water bottle, and all those different things that you can see in here. You can read those yourselves. We have been told that the athletes will have to wear a mask on the bus only, and that could change. I know there's some COVID stuff coming out as I'm making this video, but as of right now, the athletes will only have to wear a mask when they get on the bus. And as soon as they walk off the bus, they will be able to take off their masks and will not need them until they get back on the bus. If your son or daughter is not going to ride the bus home, we do want them to stay for the whole meet and cheer for all their teammates, not just for their race. There's an alternate transportation form that I will be sending out if they need to fill those out in case they need to leave for some other event. And as I said, we send out the race day information the week of. And also, I will be sending out a video I made last year about race day expectations for parents and athletes. And I think it's really important that we talk about really how a race works, especially if you're new to cross country. The Nike regional team is for the varsity athletes and selected JV athletes. And that means after GWalk, they continue, even if they're not in the top 12 varsity, they continue to train. Usually they meet a couple of days a week with a coach. The other days they train on their own. And they have to keep training for basically an extra month. And we travel out to Terre Haute, Indiana to compete at Nike regionals against some of the best teams in the Midwest. And our varsity will be trying to qualify for the national meet out in Portland, Oregon. Now, I will say if they are not in the top 12 varsity or even top 10 varsity, and they are a senior, then usually we do not ask seniors to be on the Nike regional team unless they're in that top 7 to 12 range. It's more for the regional team is for younger athletes who are developing to go to that varsity level. And so I do not have an exact number how many we'll have on the regional team. That will depend. And it's really up to the athlete if they're doing basketball or wrestling in the winter and really don't want to be a part or train another month. They have that option too. Nike regional team is not mandatory. If we offer to you, you have to make that choice if it's something you want to be a part of and train for an extra month. So that is our schedule. That is about uniforms. Spirit wear, as I said, will be coming out very soon. So I appreciate you watching the video. As always, if you have questions, you can email me, and hopefully I can answer that question for you. Looking forward to a great season. As always, Creek Pride, excuse me, and I will talk to you soon.